Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what lessons are found. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Leigh Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on in the podcast or otherwise. We have our Croatia trip coming up, which we are super excited about. We have 5 spots left. You can sign up at bit.ly/LesDoCroatia. The trip is from September 21st to September 27th. So it is coming up super fast. The final day to sign up is July 23rd if you have not, but you should get in before then. We are so pumped. I'm ready. Like I'm booked my plane tickets. Like I want to go tomorrow.
Are you packing already? You're like getting stuff ready, making lists.
Every day I wake up at 5 a.m. I think I'm supposed to get on the plane, you know? Just I'm ready. I'm so ready.
We also want to remind everyone that we are releasing bonus Patreon episodes for all of our supporters on Patreon starting this season. And we have our last one came out pretty recently on Ammonite. Ellie and I had a whole lot of thoughts on that movie and how much we both enjoyed it. So much. And our next one's going to be coming up on June 26th. That will be our last one for this season. It will be on the movie Life Partners. So if you want to catch all of those bonus episodes, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/LesPatreon.
In the greater Les universe, happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone.
It is our time to shine. Happy Gay Christmas.
Gay Christmas month.
I hope you're all enjoying your Pride parades, your Pride events, your online Pride events, everything. Just celebrate being gay this year. I know this year has been a bit of a tough one for the gay community, but we deserve to celebrate. So enjoy your June, people. We'll also be hosting our Pride Spirit Week like we do every year. Get your outfits ready. It's going to be June 26th through the 30th.
And in other Pride-related news, I just wanted to call out, because listen, we all know what's going on with like the Target situation and like pulling a whole bunch of their Pride line because people suck and all that stuff. So I just wanted to shout out the North Face is, if you haven't seen, North Face is hosting Summer of Pride again this year, and they have been putting out all these ads featuring the drag queen Patagonia. It is, if you have not watched the ad, honestly, like Google it, YouTube it, look up the ad. It is so funny. It's so great. And it just seems like North Face is really aiming to make this a welcoming, inclusive event. And I just love it. It almost feels like they doubled down on this ad campaign. And it's just so good. Like, I think the ad features Patagonia saying something like, I'm here with North Face to help you come out in nature with us. Like, it's so funny. It's great. So anyways, shout out to Patagonia, shout out to North Face. And I think they have like some in-person events that they're hosting as well in Georgia and Salt Lake City or something like that. So look them up, look up the ad. I just think it's great. It's nice when companies don't just immediately sort of back down and cave to homophobic attacks during Pride. So anyways, good on you, North Face. We love to see it.
Even though, like, no one needs a Live Laugh Lesbians t-shirt, Target.
I do.
Like, do better.
I might. You never know.
Also, in the greater Les universe, Leigh, I know you've been watching Ultimatum Queer Love. Tell me, what has your experience been?
It's so messy and so delightful. Listen, okay, here's the problem. The problem is every time you see a show like this and you're like, we need positive, not toxic representation of queer relationships. And then they give you this and you're like, I will eat this shit up with a spoon. Like, just, yeah, fucking feed me the mess. I love it. I live for it. We
deserve our own scandal.
We deserve trashy reality TV. And we have it. And I'm only 3 episodes in right now, so I still have a little bit to catch up. But you're gonna have a good time, Ellie, is all I'm gonna say. Yes, you're gonna hate yourself for loving it so much.
I mean, maybe we have to get some of the contestants on, Leigh.
Oh my god, yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Great. Then I won't say anything. I'll be diplomatic.
Yeah. Whoever's your favorite contestant, we'll see if we can get them on.
Okay, we'll start reaching out. That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Leigh.
Thanks, Ellie and Leigh, and welcome to our 107th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, fate be changed, look inside, all the gays are out for pride.
I love it. Wait, what's the actual one? Also,
I'm sorry. Listen, this does come out on June 5th, so it's Pride Month now, bitches. We're here.
Merida's hanging out on a Pride Parade float, just like letting her hair fly free. Mm-hmm.
Just shooting those arrows,
Yep, exactly.
Grabbing all the girls, all the girlies up.
Shooting Cupid's arrow into some woman's ass.
Listen, you know all those times, Ellie, when you're like, all of our like UK listeners are going to tell me how great my British accent is. None of our listeners are going to tell me.
Wait, was that supposed to be a Scottish accent?
No, it was supposed to be somewhere across between like a Scottish accent / just being gay, because I cannot do a Scottish accent. I can't. I know I can't, so I like didn't really want to try to.
Doing a Scottish accent.
I can't. I can't do it.
I was watching the movie, and as the subtitles were coming on the bottom, I was trying to say all of it in a Scottish accent.
I don't try. I have no Irish accent and no Scottish accent in my repertoire, non-existent. So it's what I did is the best that you were gonna get out of me, and that's it. That's all it was.
Wait, but now I want to try. I feel like I'm blanking on mine. Fate be changed. No, that's not right. That's Irish.
I did.
Fate be changed.
Just like gerbil a bunch of words.
There you go.
I
think we all need to be drunker for this to work. I think.
Look inside. No, that's not right.
Anyways,
Shrek, right?
I'm gonna introduce you, Steph, since we're here and we've just lost our thread already.
It's so close, Ellie.
We are joined by Stephanie Rizo, who's a Mexican-American story artist and character designer in animation. She's created work for Nickelodeon, DreamWorks TV, Netflix, Warner Brothers, and Sony Animation. Name one you haven't worked for. Currently working at Walt Disney Animation Studio for no relevant reason to today's episode. And lives in Burbank with her 2 cats, one of whose tail we saw briefly moments ago. Steph, welcome. Oh my gosh, hi.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, like I was so excited when you guys asked me to be on this episode, and I just want to talk about gay shit and Disney. So
that's our dream.
That's my favorite thing.
I'm so excited. I was saying this before we were on air, but I feel like we do so many of these like Disney should have been gays, and pretty much every time I'm like, there have to be some queer animators at Disney, and you are one.
And I am one. Yes, there's not a lot of us, but we're there.
We knew. Prophecy foretold.
Yes.
Are you just like slipping in little like gay subtext into anything that you draw for Disney?
Yeah. So when I do storyboards, I'm always like kind of hinting some characters could be a little queer, you know. So
what are the markers? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are the flags for you of like, oh, let me throw like some Converse sneakers on this one, or like, you know, for Merida, because we're talking about Braves today, I feel like the hair was a big giveaway for me.
Oh, the hair.
You know, what do you draw in?
I think sometimes like I'll draw like it's usually sometimes a background character. So like if there are 2 girls, I'll have them holding hands, or just something very subtle. You know, so
Love
if someone's
that.
watching something, they're like, "Wait a minute," and I'm like, "Yeah."
A little beaner full of
It's
keys on their hip, you know, just subtle
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, a little keychain on their the hook, you know,
A beaner.
little
Yes.
keychain. Oh my god, yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I totally forgot the name of that. Yeah.
Someone's just like holding a cat in the
Um,
background.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So little things like that, subtle things.
Just super subtle.
love it.
There's
Yeah,
two girls
super
just
subtle
making
stuff.
out all the way in the
Yeah, just
like,
making out in the
blur- yes,
background.
very subtle, very subtle. I'm curious, before we dive in, we are going to be doing a Should Have Been Gay on Brave today, which I'm super excited for. But I personally reached out to you because I just find what you do to be so freaking cool. So can you tell us like how you got into story animation in general?
I always loved drawing when I was younger, and I found out like you could work in animation when I was about like 10 or 11 years old. And I was like, I need to do this because I'm not good at anything else. You know, math sucks. Grades were sucky. So I'm like, maybe I could do this as a career. And so I worked since high school. Like I worked my way to try to get a job in animation. I was lucky enough to get into a training program at Disney in 2018. And I was there for a year. And that was awesome because we had mentors. There was 5 of us, and learned a bunch from everyone. People that have worked on movies on like Brave and like Tangled, like people that did storyboarding. So it was really cool to learn from them. I didn't make it to the final thing because it was kind of like this program. So they kicked me out. No, I just didn't make it to the program. And I didn't know what to do after that because I was like, do I keep doing storyboarding or character design? And then Sony reached out. So I went over to Sony for a couple years and worked on Spider-Man, the movie that's coming out
So cool.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which I'm really excited for everyone to see it. And then found my way back to Walt Disney again as like a professional, you know. So yeah.
Very, very cool. I also love
Yeah.
like
Just sprinkling little gay secrets
Yeah,
across
yeah.
all of the
across
studio
all
networks.
of the studio universes.
Oh yeah, especially like on Spider-Man. Like,
Oh,
just get
nice.
ready
We're gonna be
for-
going through like frame by frame now. We're
That's
gonna be
all.
like, where
That's all I
are
can
they?
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I can say. But just go watch it.
I mean,
you'll find
even
some
watching
stuff.
the trailer for Spider-Man, like that is so
Mhm.
graphically intense. Like there's so
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like it's so visually cool.
So much,
Yeah, like
yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
much to it. So that's super cool that you're part of it.
yeah. A lot of artists worked so hard on this movie, so I'm really excited for everyone.
Yeah, it looks
To go see it,
it looks
yeah.
like it took a lot of work. A lot.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, sorry, I do want to ask a few more questions.
Okay.
I just find it
No
so
worries. No worries.
cool. What like because you know, like obviously Disney has been making movies for a very long time.
Right. Yeah.
What are like the biggest differences between like let's say like Snow White animation and now?
Oh, like 2D animation.
Yeah.
I particularly feel like there's a big difference. I actually prefer 2D animation a lot more than a lot of the like CG looking right now. Some look good, like Pixar does a really good job of like really expressing the designs, or like DreamWorks and Sony too, like their other like Hotel Transylvania, like all that kind of stuff. Like that's very animated. So I wish that they went back to 2D animation. Like they say it's expensive, but I feel like 3D is expensive too. So I don't know, but I definitely love 2D a lot.
And
more.
what you were doing for Spider-Man, is that 2D or 3D?
It's 3D, but what I liked is that they're mixing that. They're like really exploring mixing those two together, and I think it works really well. So I love that. Like I like that marriage between those two universes, I guess. Not to put in that pun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Those Spider-Verses.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Brave is like aggressively 3D to me. It's like
Yeah.
it's not even
Yeah.
just that it's 3D. It's like 3D in a way where like sometimes some of the like swooping camera shots, I was almost like, that's a little. It's like, you know, sometimes when you're in like an IMAX theater and
Yeah.
it's like a little hard to watch sometimes. It was like that for me, but just on a regular TV. And I was like, fascinating.
Yeah. And I remember I heard about like how they made Meredith's hair was really expensive because they had to like design each curl.
That's crazy.
So when she's running around, she's doing all that stuff that you guys recently saw. Like I remember rewatching it, and I'm like, whoever had to animate all that hair, like I
Yeah.
hope they paid them well.
Yeah,
Because
Someone is
that was
waking
so
up from
much
like
hair.
cold sweat nightmares where just
Yeah.
like red curls are
like
attacking them.
orange. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, damn. But I love the designs too. So Brave was Disney and Pixar together. So I think that's why I actually do like Brave, because the designs are a little different from Disney. Hopefully they don't know that I'm like shitty for that, but
No.
I prefer that kind of like pushing the designs a little bit more.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, yeah.
Well, let's dive in to Brave.
And super, yeah.
Let's do it. I'm so ready for it.
Brave, the 2012 hit. For anyone who's not familiar with it, here is our IMDb synopsis. Determined to make her own path in life, Princess Merida defies a custom that brings chaos to her kingdom. Granted one wish, Merida must rely on her bravery and her archery skills to undo a beastly curse.
Okay. Honestly, not one of the worst IMDb synopses we've ever had. To be honest.
Grammatically, I have some issues.
I feel like they were really going for like the like imagery, chaos.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
I'll give it that, but I don't like when you have a sentence that says like, "Oh, like she defies a custom that brings chaos to her kingdom." It sounds like it's the custom that brings chaos, and it's not. It's the
syntax.
defying it.
Yeah.
It's
But
the syntax is weird, and I also don't like that it's like, granted one wish, she must rely on her bravery and archery skills, and I'm like, that's really not.
yeah, she
At
Yeah,
all.
she used her archery skills to make sure she didn't have to marry
To
a man.
cause the chaos, yeah.
to cause
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chaos.
The
Hey.
Whoa.
That was good.
Nailed it. Okay, that's our IMDb synopsis. Steph, do you have ready a gay synopsis for Brave?
Not really like well formed.
Go
I
for
just
it.
want to
It's
say
okay.
like
You
how
can make it up on the
it's-
fly.
Yeah, like she's just, it's so obvious that she's gay. Like,
Honestly, that's it.
like it's like, yeah, like that's all. Like the, I want to say it's like her coming out story. Like
Yes,
I feel like it's
absolutely.
definitely that. She's gonna come out to her family with her bow arrow, and that's it.
Nice.
That's the movie.
Ellie, what about you? Do you
Okay,
have
here's mine.
a gay synopsis?
Yes. Young queer archer Merida asks for a witch's help to get her homophobic mother to understand her and her gayness. It takes her mother turning into a literal bear for her to listen to her daughter and accept her for who she is. A big old gay.
Nice. Nice.
That's amazing. Can you like just put that in the IBMD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Switch that out.
Listen, we just keep
That was
saying we
great.
need to like rewrite the IMDb synopses.
What if we made an entire website? Wait, this is so silly, but could work. We make a website that's called, wait, what does IMDb stand for?
Something movie database.
Okay, so why don't we just call it GMDB?
Info movie.
Yeah.
Gay Movie Database.
Gay movie database.
And then
Hot.
every single movie we write a gay synopsis instead of, oh my God, this is it. Leigh, this is what's gonna
Yeah.
break us.
Ellie, given that currently, I think last month I went on our website and it said we were in our 5th season. So clearly we are top notch.
Oh, yeah, we
people
cannot
for
update the
maintaining
website.
a website.
No.
So
And-
I think you're totally right that we should start a new website.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
we have to update every single week. That's a great idea.
Great thinking. Good plan.
With
And I'd
thousands
go there
of
to
movies.
review.
Yeah.
I'd go there to see which gay movie I should watch for the week. or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
GMDB, baby.
GMBD.
That trademarked. No one steal this.
man. Yes, please don't.
Leigh, what is your gay synopsis that we're going to put on the GMDB next week?
Okay, here's my gay synopsis for the GMDB for Brave. It is as follows. A dyke and a bear go on a journey of acceptance in this heartwarming Disney coming of age tale.
Love it.
That's
Yeah.
the movie. I
Merida's
watched.
mom goes to
Yeah.
Bear Week.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
That's it.
It to me
That's the movie.
it was such like, not to skip to the end, but like I don't really feel like I'm going to be shipping Merida with anyone because
No.
you know.
Yeah.
it's a story
Yeah.
about her and her mother, right? Like it's to me it was very much a story of like a mother accepting her child's gayness. And
Yeah,
like I just watched
totally.
that beautiful story for an hour and a half. You know?
Mhm.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Exactly.
What was your experience with Brave, Steph?
I I don't know if it's because I'm sick too, but like I was bawling my eyes out yesterday watching the movie. 'Cause- but I definitely was like, when I was writing notes down, I was like, oh yeah, she like wants to come out and like talk to her mom, and she can't. And her mom, and then part of me was like, maybe her mom knows, but she doesn't also know how to talk to her daughter. So what do? They go to magic now. But yeah, definitely, definitely, just kind of like reflecting on my experience too, and like that's a mixture of that of like why I was crying. Yeah, just like the way they were bonding and like trying to just, I don't know. It was remembering a lot of kind of like accepting the fact like you are gay and like how to work with that with family and like telling everyone, So
Did your mom
yeah, it
also
was.
turn into a bear?
She did,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's rough,
and
Really hits those memories.
yeah. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like living with a bear now? No. No. But yeah, it was. But overall, it was like it was really fun. I hadn't seen that movie in like a long time too, so seeing like the little brothers turn into bears was really very cute. But I was gonna say, you were talking about the shipping. Did you guys watch this like recently?
Yeah, I just watched it
Like
today.
okay.
Yeah.
So okay, good. So when she's coming back from like climbing, she's rock climbing,
Yeah.
right? Like as usual gay women do. She's coming back and she goes into the kitchen to grab some snacks and she looks at one of the kitchen ladies for a sec.
Oh,
And I was like, I don't know. So I wanted to ship them, but it's so like it's such a quick eye contact
Yeah.
with that lady. So
they couldn't go there.
I
So they
don't know.
had
Listen,
They couldn't go
we
there.
might need to loop
What?
back around to it though, because there's not much else there's not much else for
I
us
know.
in this movie.
I know. Right. But
yeah, for shipping wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's only here. It's only
Leigh, what was your experience?
This was my first time watching Brave. I'd never seen it. So
wow.
yeah, this was a blast. I feel like I hit this lull where it was like, there was a time where you just sort of saw all the movies as they came out because you'd like go to movie theaters or whatever. And then I didn't, and now I have children, and so it's like, oh, we have Disney again. We can like watch things,
Mhm.
But I feel like there was a period of time where I just missed a whole bunch of Disney titles. Like I'd never seen Brave. I still haven't seen like Luca and Soul and like a whole bunch of other ones that I'm like, I should just watch them now. Like we have Disney Plus. And there's
Soul
no
is
reason for me
so
not
good.
to. Yeah, so
Soul is great,
this is
yeah.
fun. This is like, it's been a good excuse to like catch up the fact that Disney can't make a straight movie, so it's great,
Did you watch it with the girls this time around or no?
Oh god, no, are you kidding me? We can't make it through a movie with them. They're so scared of everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
This would have terrified them. This
The
bear.
bear,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, not to be like in my day, whatever, but like I was watching. We watched Bambi get killed. Like we watched all that shit when,
Oh, yeah.
like we watched we watched Simba's dad die. Like we
Yeah.
watched that shit when we
Yeah.
were like 2 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
And now we're all broken.
And now we're
people in therapy. I
traumatized.
mean, I don't know.
and I'm totally fine.
Listen, I'll
And
tell you
now
what, that
I'm
first
gay.
that first scene with the bear attack and then Fergus shows up just missing a leg and we were like, oh, new Disney movies. Like we were both like, R.I.P. Fergus, we hardly knew you. Like
Oh, like you
It-
thought because of our experiences, like Fergus was gonna be
yeah,
dead.
he was
Yeah, yeah.
fully dead in my
Oh,
mind. Like 100% that was a dead father. Like there's no
I mean, to be fair, like they did kill.
we're like
You're
the
right,
dad
yeah.
protecting them. Tear like just
They did kill both of the parents in Frozen. So like
No, yeah,
That's
sure.
true, yeah.
they
It's not
really
surprising, yeah.
they're still killing people. Don't worry.
I was surprised that he made it. That's all. I was
quite
surprised.
surprising. Quite surprising. For me, I don't know if I also don't know if I saw this when it came out, but I do know I've seen it before. Like I definitely watched it because redheaded, Disney character. I was like, gotta watch this movie. Love my girl Merida. So gay, so cool. And yeah, I mean, I definitely have a soft spot for a mother-daughter story. So I was crying a lot.
And it's a great one. It's a great one.
It's so, and then like Emma Thompson, love her. Yeah, just, I don't know. It's like, it's a very sweet story. It hits you in the feels. And when you turn it into like, I feel like on the surface, Disney's trying to say like, be who you want to be, girls. Like you can shoot arrows just like the boys. And, it's like feminism, but also she's fighting to love who she wants to love. Like, Disney's also like, love is love.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool. So we're not even gonna like, they didn't even try to pretend to be like I feel like at the end they're like, the boys are gonna, I know, sorry to skip to the end, but they're like, okay, so they can win her hand, right? My boy's gonna win her hand in marriage if she wants. And I'm like, but then they all leave. So like, Disney didn't even try to throw us a like, oh, she's like, I feel like with well, actually no, with Frozen they don't give her a love interest either. But I'm saying at least like in Frozen, there's the love story between like Anna and Hans.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh wait, Anna and Kristoff?
Yeah,
Oh no,
Hans
Kristoff. Yeah.
is the other.
Hans is the
Hans
bad
is
guy.
the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah.
all the men, right? They at least are throwing somebody in there who's straight. Like for Brave, they were like, so we're gonna give you
there's
this gay
none.
girl and no straight love stories. None whatsoever.
There's Fergus and Eleanor. What are you talking about?
All right, but like established. We got like established straights. We're not
Just
getting
a
any
big
new.
Scottish man and his bear, Ellie, the straightest love story of all.
I feel like he would be like
Two bears in love, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
They're bear for bear in Brave.
I didn't even realize that.
they're so bear for bear. That's wild.
Disney
He's in
said
denial. He's like,
Disney
"No."
went like straight Casey Musgraves on this movie, and they're like, just follow your arrow. You can be bear for bear. It's fine.
Kiss lots
The
of bears.
dad's so like
if
against.
That's what
He's so
you're
against
into.
bear. That's funny.
Wait, also Steph, what were you saying about him also being like
I was just-
anti-bears? Also, like he's homophobic.
Yeah, he's like
towards-
no bears, like no bears. But like inside, he's like, I love bears so much.
Yeah, every time he's like, Mordu, I can't believe
I'm
you're
sorry.
back.
You think
Wink,
that man
wink.
hates bears? That man has not talked about anything but bears for like 12
Yeah,
straight years.
his story.
He's like, I wrote a full song about my fight with this bear. We're gonna sing it every damn year. Like, gather round, boys. Here we go again. Let me tell you about my bear story. He ate my leg.
And the guys are like, why?
Yeah. That man does not hate bears. He's like sniffing his castle. He's like, I smell a bear. Like somewhere, somewhere's a bear, okay? Like that is not a man who hates a bear. Let me just...
Also, can we talk about the men in general? Because it's literally only men who show up to this thing. And like when both Eleanor turns into a bear and Merida leaves, it seems like they don't notice.
It's just all the guys.
They're like, oh, great. It's just all us men.
They're drinking and singing about bears, Ellie. Why would you notice that the women are gone?
And they have a shrine to a bear. They have like a stuffed bear behind them. They're like, bear.
And you know when they get down from the top, they use their like skirts, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like a shot of like their butts.
They're like, let's get naked and get back to the bear hole so we can sing about bears some more, okay?
Oh, yeah, the kilts.
God, I hate bears, everyone. It's
The
just
kilts
too
are-
bad, okay?
And Dingwall's like, look at my ass, everyone.
Oh yeah.
And the men are like, oh, Dingwall, you always do this.
You silly.
You showing us your ass again. We've seen it, old man. We've seen it.
He's very proud of his butt.
Seen it so many
Yes.
times. Oh my god. All right, well let's dive into. I mean, we're already sort of there, but which characters should have been gay? Let's talk about our title character. What are the gayest things about Merida for us?
Oh, Merida. Where to start? Where do we start, honestly?
From
Where
the
would you
beginning,
start,
I
Steph?
think.
What's the gayest thing about Merida for you?
From the beginning, she's a kid. She like wants to play with weapons. She's like, I'm gonna use this thing and go around. So that's pretty gay. I mean, I definitely was like that. Not the boar arrows, but like I was like, I'm gonna use my dad's tool. Mom's like, no,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, why? That's so cool. Look at what he's doing. She's like, come and help me like clean some strawberries or whatever, you know, like the kitchen. I was like, no.
No.
So
Yes,
no.
Merida in general fights against
Yeah.
like everything that like quote unquote a woman should be according to her prim and proper mother, and she's like, I don't want to be that mother. Oh, my British accent, it's not Scottish. I'll get it one day. I was doing it so well earlier. It's
You
gonna
gotta
kill
start
me.
with like a mother.
Yeah, a little.
I can't. It's lost to me.
It's fine. It's fine.
My friend, Kayla used to always say, "Oh, Sinead, quit playing in the barley field." But,
Okay,
but
that's
that's Irish.
Yes.
They're so
Yeah.
close. They're so close.
Yeah.
Okay, well, while you work on your Scottish accent, I'm gonna say, to
Sorry.
me, the gayest thing about Merida is that her mom is like, you have to marry a boy, and Merida's like, I will burn our country to the ground first. She's like, I will reap chaos. I will refuse. She's like, I will show up every man at an archery tournament that I decided on while loudly proclaiming that I will fight for my own hand. Thank you very much, because apparently there are no Scottish lasses of my own age for me to date. So the only
So
age appropriate girl is me. I'll date myself. Thank you.
Literally,
Just
so
doesn't
true.
scream
I mean-
hetero to me is all, you know?
The entire like inciting incident of this film is like, fuck these men.
Yeah,
I
yes.
do not
Yeah.
want to marry any of them. Also,
I refuse.
her in that outfit, right? Like her mother squeezes her
Yeah.
into this outfit. And she literally is like, this outfit is heteronormativity. She's like, busts out of it. Literally breaks out of it. Shoots an arrow directly through this man's arrow to be like, bye then. I will never marry you. And her mom is like, my gay ass daughter just defied me again. Rough.
Yeah.
What do we think
Yeah.
about that conversation that, like, I think you sort of mentioned this, Steph, before about like,
Mhm.
she really wants to talk to her mother,
Mhm.
right? There's this whole scene, which is like heart-wrenching when you watch it also, but if you put it in a gay context, where Merida's talking to a
Mhm.
horse.
Yeah. Horse girls.
Which also horse girls, gay horse girls. And her mother's talking to her father. And they're
Right.
both like, I feel like it is the kind of thing where it's like, there's so many layers to this coming out conversation that like she's
Mhm.
practicing it with a horse.
Right. Yep.
Right? She's like, Mom, if you would please listen to me. All I want to do is tell you, like, I'm gay. I can't do this. I think I wrote down some of the lines because they were so heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
It was basically saying, like, how do I just tell her she's not ready and she might not ever be ready for this? Right? She literally says, I might be never ready for marriage. That's not like, hey, I just like am young and wild
Yeah.
and free. That's like,
I just want to shoot arrows for a couple years first, you know?
that's like, she does not want to get married.
No, Merida talking to the horse in that scene is like every gay who has practiced their coming out speech. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
hurts.
totally.
It hurts me.
It does. Yeah. I think that's when I started crying
Yeah.
when they have the fight.
Well, and because you're seeing, but right, like you're seeing Eleanor at the same time be like, how do I convince her that the cis het, like, you know, comp het world is the right one? And you're like, but
Mhm.
it's no, no, Eleanor.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, her dad is just like, well, I love my gay daughter, but I'm staying out of this. Like,
Yeah. The dad's like, she's fine with me. I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just like leave her alone. And that was literally like on my dad kind of like, he was like, kind of like, well, I guess you're gay. Mom's like, no.
Well, I feel like too, like from the beginning, her dad was like encouraging her.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
He's like, yeah, I
Totally.
want my daughter to be a badass at archery. Like
Hmm.
they were laughing together at the men.
Yeah.
Like
They get along so well.
like he literally was like, oh, guess you gotta be a dingwall now. Like, oh my God, so bad. Fergus, when he's pretending to be Merida, he's like, I
Oh, yeah,
want to
he's
stay
like, oh.
single and let my hair flow in the wind.
Fergus knows,
It's
man.
so good.
Exactly. I'm like,
Oh, totally.
because I feel like this story, right? Like, this story's cool from a Disney perspective in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this story doesn't have a love story at the center. That's sort of the point, right? Is like, I feel like in the past, like, if you think about like an Aladdin, right? Like, where it's like Princess Jasmine is like, I want to fall in love with the man that I want.
Yeah.
Right? There's still that thing like, I'm fighting against my father to get married to a man.
Yeah.
And like, this is like, I'm fighting against the patriarchy and heteronormativity to be my own person / gay.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they just laid it all out for us.
Well, and even, God, I wish I had written down more of Merida's speech at the end. I mean, I guess not the end, but like Merida's speech when
she says
when her
like,
mom
we should write our own story.
Yeah, when her mom is like sneaking her way across the back of the room or whatever. And yeah, and she's like writing this whole thing about like writing her own story. And exactly what you're saying, Ellie, like she's not writing this whole speech about being like, you know, I should choose what man I want. Like a lot of that speech is kind of about like, we should make our own choices and write our own stories where our heart leads us. You know,
It says
like,
find love in our own time.
yes,
That's what she says.
yes, it is like so coded, right? Like it's not.
That part also wrecked me because I was like, this is the moment where her mother's like seeing her for the first time. And I was like, her bear mother is like, it's okay. Like, she's like, don't. Because I feel like this was also the point where Merida was about to be like, you know what? I'll take one for the team and I'll marry one of these random men.
But she's doing it for her mom. Like, not so much for her. Like, she's not saying like, fine. Like, I actually do want to marry a guy. Yeah.
And then her mom
It's just her
literally
mom.
is like,
Yeah.
no. Like, she gets to the point where she's like, please do not marry one of these random men. So I feel like that's the point where you see her mother accept her gay daughter.
Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking.
And I think she's like saying that a little bit too, like sprinkled when they're like in the forest, you know, like they're fishing, and she sees how like Meredith is very good at like fishing and all that stuff, and she's very reliable. She can like do things on her own. And her mom's like, at first she's like, oh, whatever, but I think she realizes that like her daughter could do these things on her own, you know. So
yeah, the whole like it is. It's like she's seeing her daughter and being like I feel like okay, like this is like cliche, of course, but whatever. But like, you know, when you have the parent talk where they're like, but life's gonna be so hard for you, blah blah blah, right? So she's like seeing her daughter and being like, oh, this is how she's gonna live her life, and like it's good. The only thing that would make it even gayer is like if for some reason in the forest they run into like a random other girl. And then Merida,
You mean other than that hot witch, Ellie? Come on.
oh my god, do not
the witch.
do not ship the witch with anyone. I'll die. What do we think of the witch in terms of queerness?
She's super into bears.
Yeah.
What
Classic
queer, I
classic
guess.
fag hag
Yeah.
behavior. That's what I'm gonna say.
you know, I think we're
She's
not
like, oh, I'm just carving more bears. NBD. Why?
I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to use that term anymore. There, you can say fruit fly.
Okay, sure.
Wait, what?
I'm not sure, but my sister is a self-identified fag hag, and she was like, people have said you're supposed to like use different terminology now, but she was like, but I like that.
Yeah.
It's like the same way that it's like
Yeah.
we reclaim the word queer. Just like, you can call me a fag hag. I like it. So I don't know, but
Fruit fly.
fruit fly. There were some other ones that were cracking me up when we were looking at the alternatives.
Listen, whatever
That's
you want to
great.
call them, that's what the witch is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
sure.
For
The
sure.
witch is like, I'm just gonna hide out here. Listen, we all know we've done magic enough times, right? So she's like, oh, I'm just gonna like hide out here in the woods, do my magic, and carve some bears. Like that's
And then she goes to some sort of like weird like festival, right?
witches at Klexicon. Sure. She's like, I'm in Vegas.
She literally does. She's like, Sorry, I'm at the lesbian convention, but I should have told you.
You can find me at the Tropicana, and yeah.
I imagine her like at the Ren Fair though, because there's so many queer people
Yeah,
at the
I
Ren
mean,
Fair.
basically
God.
same
she'd
thing.
be
Same thing.
like,
Yeah. She's like, sorry, going to hang out with all my other queer witches.
I just love the idea of like, there's just something that's always so deeply funny to me by characters, like about characters who are just like, you know, like I have a hammer, so everything is a nail. You know, it's just like, this is a woman who's like, everything in life is solved by bears. Like, what's the problem? Turn it into a bear. This guy wants to be strong, turn him into a bear. Someone wants something carved for them, make it into a bear. Oh, you're just like, you saw your mother, you want your mother to make her a bear. Just a bear. Just turn him into a bear. Like, she's got one party trick,
one
and
spell.
it's the only thing she knows how to do. And she's like, I can do that, make it a bear.
So true.
And it's just great.
Maybe like think about that. Yeah,
It's so funny. It's like comedic genius. I love it. So yeah, she just turns everything around her into bears, and I think she's a queer icon. That's all.
She for sure is. What do we think about Eleanor's latent queerness?
I mean, we said bear for bear already, right? So there's that.
Well, I don't know, because I was just thinking about it as I was watching this film. And I feel like by being with her daughter more often, by the end of it, she's a different woman also. Right?
Which way do you want to go with the queerness here, Ellie? Because, like, we could go with, like, she gains an appreciation for fish that she didn't have before direction.
Oh my god.
Or we could go or we can lean into the bear for bear space of how she becomes, like, the bear lover that Fergus has always been looking
for. Yeah.
Which direction are we going here? You tell
honestly,
me.
Both are great. I think I was going more for, like, a general, like, more open to new experiences kind of queer.
Sure,
you know?
that too.
Where she's just like, Fergus, I'm naked. Oops. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh no. All these people are gonna see me naked. Like, she's also gonna be at Pride with Merida.
And it's funny because she's like covered pretty well. Like, I don't know what she's concerned
She has
about.
a bear-sized tapestry on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, nobody's looking.
Protect me.
Except he is.
Yeah. That's all. I just feel like she gets a little more free.
So
you know, she gets a little more like, I don't know. I think her and Fergus are going to have an interesting new sex life. That's all I'm saying.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed, just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/letshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/letshangout.
Let's hang out.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
I feel like there's something to be said for when you have a character who is so beholden to like society's rules and the expectations that we put on like ourselves and our children, and they learn to maybe like be a little bit wilder and freer and like maybe go beyond, you know, like the laws and the rules that they've always lived by. It's kind of a gay story, you know? Like there's just something inherently queer about that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Merida goes through her own coming out journey, but like I think like part of Eleanor's like, oh, light bulb, me and my daughter are sort of similar.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and especially because like I love Eleanor's little thing when she first starts as her little bear and she's got her little paws up and she's waddling on her little two legs with her little human bear walk, and it is like it's so adorable. But then yeah, she like clearly, you know, by the end is like, I'm full on like bear fighting this giant bear prince.
Right.
Like she just, you know, expands her boundaries a little bit. Yeah.
I agree.
We all know what pushing boundaries is.
Yeah.
It's gay.
I was gonna say, I was like, of her mom thinking about her crushes when she was younger. She's like, was that like gay?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Eleanor
she's like, maybe
learned some things about herself.
Eleanor, yeah, she's like, was that kind of little sis?
Because she also does say like that she didn't want to get married to Fergus either.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's like, listen, you'll find someone great like him, a bear.
Exactly. She's like, I learned to love heterosexuality as well. Like, this is just a phase you're going through, honey. I went through it too. And like, she's like, but it's totally normal. And you're like, and then she's like, oh, I'm bi and my daughter's a lesbian. realizing that shit about myself. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Steph, what do you think about our three suitors? What do you think about
They're
Dingwall?
very
Yeah.
interesting. Wait, who?
I like how you highlight Dingwall.
Well,
Dingwall.
He's the one. He's the blonde one,
Yeah.
right?
Dingwall. We Dingwall is the little shrimpy one.
Yeah. He's so funny. I think like he's like in his own little world, you know? Like he doesn't even know what's going on. What's the other guy? The guy that's like super handsome. I thought maybe he was a little gay.
Oh, for sure.
Just because he's so into himself. I'm like, yeah, right.
The flowing
And he's the one that
locks.
says he's like he agrees with Meredith. He's like, oh yeah, like we should love whoever we want to love. I'm like, you're gay, dude.
Yes.
He is. I
It's
think
like,
he's.
you are
If we're
the-
gonna ship people, I'll ship him with the other really big guy from who's like shielding Dingwall. So like he
Oh my
sees,
God, yeah.
he sees that really big guy, and he's like, "Oh, interesting." And then through
when you guys
yeah.
first watched that scene, did you think that was actually like the son for like a minute?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Or you're like,
Yes.
you're like, oh shit, like that guy's like super muscly.
I mean, even Merida was like, "Huh, that's interesting."
Listen, if we're gonna talk about, I mean, I know we're talking about the sons right now, but like while we're talking
Yeah.
about the clans, I feel like we should point out the clan leaders that like I like that, like you know the leader of clan Dingwall. Like I love that Dingwall just has his own personal like oiled up muscled manservant that follows him around. Apparently, like just casual straight stuff, you know.
He's like, "Oh no, that's not my son. That's my lover."
Sorry, should I not make a really inappropriate comment about Dingwall constantly just like hiking that little kilt up? No, okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He's just very practiced
Oh my god!
at doing that for no reason.
Where are their wives too? That's what I was wondering at one point. I was like, where are they?
True story.
Like they just left them at
True
home.
story.
Like,
That's what I was saying
And
too
about the whole
about like
crew,
it's
like,
literally
what the-
all men, right? Like it's Merida and her mother,
Yeah.
and only men.
Yeah, female characters in this movie: Merida, Eleanor, the witch, and Maudie. I think that's it.
yeah, the
Not a lot of
To her-
options for ships. Okay.
I was actually surprised how they got away with her having such big like breasts.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Maudie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait, oh,
I was like,
is that something that they don't? Is that like part of the Disney code? They're like, don't make the boobs too big.
I feel like, yeah, this one I was like, whoa, like they were there.
She had some cleavage.
Someone animated this, you know? So someone spent hours animating her, okay? So that's all.
They're like getting the jiggle just right, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Every time the boys are like trying to get a fruit tart, they're like, gotta make sure that they're just
Maudie's
you know.
bouncing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, Maudie.
Insane.
But
Yeah.
yes, I think so. So we have Dingwall, right? We
Yes.
Yeah.
have basically
Macintosh.
like
Macintosh
Fire
is the
Island,
Macintosh.
Fire Island,
Yeah.
bro. And then who's the third one? Oh, the one who like
MacGuffin.
MacGuffin, who like doesn't.
Can't say
Is so-
anything.
Yeah, he's
unintelligible.
unintelligible.
But I think like all three of the boys are like, oh, yep, we didn't want to marry this girl anyways. Cool. None
No,
of
they're
them.
like 100% on board immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we agree with Merida. We're like, okay, that was a little fast.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
You're like, suspicious. You sailed here with only men and appear to have no mothers. And you're like, we're not actually really into that chick too much, so.
Yeah, they're like, can you just get us back on this boat with the sailors? Thank you.
It's true. They're definitely all gay together. Yeah.
So true. Also, like the super attractive, quote unquote, one or one who's super into himself. There's just like
Macintosh.
actually there are girls. Remember, there's they're girls screaming
yeah.
for him,
Mm-hmm.
but they're
No
nowhere
way.
to
Like
be.
swooning.
Yeah, when he does the arrow,
Oh, yeah.
and then when he misses, he like throws a temper tantrum, and I'm like, that is a gay man.
Yeah.
Sorry, gay man.
He's like, I'm not beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm handsome and I can't make.
He has
Listen.
Gaston vibes.
We just did our Grease should have been gay. This is Danny Zuko does archery right here, right? Like
my
Danny
God,
Zuko
yes.
is like, I didn't hit the bullseye. Like I'll beat up the target. Okay, like I'll show you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great episode, by the way. Not to go into Grease, but that was good.
Thank you,
It was
thank
a
you.
good episode. It was good.
Nothing in this movie is straight. Like there's no straight story to it, right? It's a self-acceptance. It's a parents learning like to accept that your kids aren't the cis-het ideal you had for them. Like there's just, I don't know. It's a funny movie to have like kind of in the Disney canon, because it just feels like it goes so against like so much of the stuff they're constantly trying to like shoehorn in at the end. And here they don't even bother. They're just like, yeah, she doesn't want to get married. Neither do the guys. Bye. And you're like, what? Okay, I guess. Sure, Disney, fine.
It must have been probably one of the first movies that I saw that had that. And I remember thinking, I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was actually really excited. I was like, finally, a princess like that does not get married.
I mean, yeah, I think it probably is one of the first, because this is before Frozen.
Is it? When did
Right?
Frozen come out?
Yeah. I don't know.
This is the year
should
before
know.
Frozen.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, like, I feel like this movie sort of like started that era of Disney films that was like, you don't have to find love to, like, there's all kinds of different kinds of loves, right? This is a mother-daughter love. Frozen is a sisterly love. Like, all the way up to like Encanto, that's talking all about like family drama and like goes hard.
Just a whole family of gays, you
Yes.
know? It's like, listen, we're just really growing.
But it is like this is a cool turning point for Disney.
Yeah. And then the director, Brenda Chapman, I believe is one of the first directors, or not Pixar, but like Disney to like direct a movie like this. And she's married and has kids, but like I was looking her up, I feel like she's definitely like very like feminist. So
Yeah.
as you can tell, like for the movie, I was like, this was perfect.
Yes.
But yeah, I was like, that's kind of awesome that she like had the opportunity to make a movie like this, because I know at Disney it's really hard to even have like women directors, or at studios in general. So it was, it's a great movie to have.
It also won for Best Animated Feature Film.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we deserve a Brave 2 where I don't care if it's like a new clan or one of the clans. We need another girl in the universe.
Yeah,
For no reason.
So Steph, since like I feel like okay, this movie I agree is like very like it's hard to ship anyone. If you were going to make a Brave 2, what's the plot?
Have her fall in love with somebody. That would be like the story.
Agreed.
I don't know.
But how? Like, how does she meet them?
I feel like she'd part of me wants her to find someone that like doesn't know that they're gay. It's a straight woman.
Classic.
And just like kind of like that kind of like time period sort of thing. So definitely.
Okay,
Do you think
how,
that's-
how fan fiction-y can we go with this, Ellie?
What?
I was like, have bears in there too.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
How-
does she meet another female bear? And she's like, wait, I think there's a human in there. And then the bear turns into a human, and she's like, you're hot.
Kiss that bear.
She turned herself.
How fan fiction-y can we go with our plot on this?
I mean, go as hard as you want. Like, the sky's
Okay,
the limit.
so there's one of the other clans decides to like auction off their own princess with a tournament, and like Merida comes and enters.
Oh, that's good.
And like
That's good.
obviously like wipes the floor with these men. And then the other princess is like, actually, like I totally wanted a guy to win my hand. Like, I don't know. And so then she runs away, and then Merida goes after her and has to like find her. And she does find her, but then they like have to make their way back together. Right. So like something happens when she finds her where they get like swept down a river together or something. And then they have to like make their way back. And on their way back, they fall in love. That's my story. Okay. You're welcome,
That was-
Disney.
that was-
You can have it for free.
That was so fast. Wait, I need to write it down.
yeah. We're like,
I'll pitch it.
you see the,
Oh my God,
the trailer for Brave 2, and we're like, Meredith's going down a river with a random woman. You're like, what?
No, they're
Damn
rock
it,
climbing
Disney!
together,
No, but make it
on that river.
Yeah,
I don't
honestly,
even
I
care.
wouldn't- yeah,
You
I
can
wouldn't
have
be
it
mad.
if you make the movie, okay? Like, that's all. That's all, Disney. My price is make it gay, you cowards. That's all.
Do you see any, like, from a development standpoint, are you seeing there being like some sort of move towards more LGBTQ friendly stories?
I think there might be, but I can't say.
I figured
obviously.
you couldn't say. I figured you couldn't say.
Because, yeah. But I'll just say there is a lot of like story development with like really awesome directors. So I'm crossing my fingers that like these things are able to be greenlit and hopefully the stories can be shared
Cool.
with everyone. But
Yeah. You don't have to tell us too much. I know you got NDAs and everything, but like
yeah.
from a like working at Disney perspective, like how many queer people do you feel like work with you too?
Story people, I think I know like just a little bit, which
Yeah.
I think I find it really surprising. I know like other people that are like PAs and like all that other stuff because we have like a queer community there too, like a Disney like Pride,
Nice.
like club. Yeah, it's great. But when I went to one of their like get-togethers, it wasn't a lot of people. I don't know if it was just because people didn't want to like go as well. You know, sometimes we're a little scared to like show up to these events, but it wasn't a lot of us. So I'm actually like, I was surprised that there wasn't a lot of queer, at least in animation, like department where I was.
Yeah.
I don't know about the whole company, obviously, but yeah, it's not a lot.
Well, I'm
Honestly.
happy that you're in there.
Yeah.
That you're in there
Yeah.
for us.
No, I when like first week, I was like, so where's like the queer like like club thing? They're like, what? And I was like, yeah.
You're like, so who
there's
drew
a,
Scar? Are they
I'm like,
here?
Yeah.
yeah. There's actually a club called like Artistas, and it's just a women's club. So like we get to meet people that like we met the other day. Another woman named Stephanie. She goes by Stevie, and she worked on like Emperor's New Groove, and she was one of the first storyboard artists, women in animation, and it was cool to meet her. So I was like, okay, this is kind of nice
That's
for
so
women,
cool.
you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there has to be some gay people here.
Yeah.
Like, in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
group. Like there has to be.
There have
But,
to be.
Yeah. There has to be. They're out there.
So cool, though. So cool.
Okay, Ellie, before we do the Q and gay,
Yes.
are there any ships you want to try for?
Well, I mean, for me, I feel like it's Merida and this other like river girl in Brave 2.
Merida and mythical princess from Brave 2 that we invented, sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's it for me. But also, okay, so if we want to do a real ship, how about secretly Dingwall, wee Dingwall,
We Dingwall.
and young Macintosh have a little thing on the side. And that's
Okay.
why both of them are like, yep, let's marry who we want to, right, honey?
Nice. That would be the funniest
Right?
pairing
What
of
a
my
pairing.
life,
What a
honestly.
pairing.
Cool. Well, then I want to ship Dingwall with his just bulky manservant. That's
Oh my
is
god.
like his buff, hot oiled, hot hunk of man. That's
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Steph, how about you? Who's your ship?
I think definitely like the handsome guy. I'm always forgetting names. Macintosh.
Yes.
Macintosh.
Yeah. And I kind of like. Maybe it'd be good with the guy that can't really talk that well.
Macintosh.
The
And let's
gibberish
do-
guy.
We'll just ship them
Acting
all
up?
together.
Yeah. It's okay. So
Yeah, because like he could just be like looking at him, like loving how beautiful he is.
that's so
And he
true.
doesn't
He's
say
like,
anything,
I
know.
don't wanna. You don't need to talk. Like,
It
oh,
is-
I
It's
talk.
fine. Just I talk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No
So-
one's gonna say
power
Merida
move.
and the Witch. Wow, it's right there.
Oh my god.
There's a little,
It's
there's a little age gap there.
Huge age gap. I don't know how I feel about that age
Hey,
difference.
she's a witch. You don't know how old she is, man. She can look like anything. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know her story.
Not quite right. Okay, but
She's like, I don't look like this all the time.
What about Fergus and Mordew?
Ferguson. Yeah, Ferguson
Oh my
Mordew.
God.
Mordew. He is obsessed with Mordew.
He's obsessed with that bear,
And
and
we
that
know
bear,
that
deep
bear
down
is a
inside,
prince.
is a hulky
Oh,
hunk
yeah.
man. Okay.
He is a prince.
So it's not really that weird.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. A lot of hunky men in this movie, okay?
Yeah.
That would be great, actually.
A lot of oiled up hunky men.
he's like, I'm sorry I ate your foot,
Yeah.
but it's because I love you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you were just so tasty. I couldn't help it.
I think the important thing is, ships or not, Brave
Should have
should have
been
been gay.
Should have been gay. All right.
Yeah.
Q and gay. You know the drill. Here we go.
Q and gay.
Question number 1. What's the worst thing your little siblings ever... Well, do you have siblings?
I do. I have a 16-year-old brother.
Okay,
Oh,
so
perfect.
this is great. All right.
Yeah.
What's the worst
Okay.
thing your little siblings ever did? A, stole your candy. B, pooped in your Barbie house. C, put gum in your hair. Or D, told embarrassing stories about you to your partner.
The first one. I
Stole
think.
your candy?
Ellie,
Yeah, 'cause-
you wrote this question. These feel a little
They're
inspired by
so
personal events.
specific.
Yeah, because I was like, none of the other ones happened to me.
They all happened to me.
Oh no. Well, it's funny because like we have such a like age gap, me and my brother. So like I was 14 and like he didn't do all the other stuff. I was like watching him, So I guess he like stole my candy.
That's about it. Yeah, no, my brother
How,
Yeah,
how
pooped in
old
my
was
Barbie house
Joe
so
when he pooped
hard.
in your Barbie house?
He was like probably like 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
like an
fair.
age appropriate
Oh,
time
okay.
to be pooping.
Okay.
Like also it's so it's me, my sister, and my brother. And my brother's 3 years younger than me. And it was like my mom was saying this the other day. She was like, so I had girls and then I had your brother. And I was like, what is this demon child? Like, he ran around naked. He pooped everywhere. Like there's some old home videos where it's just like me and my sister are like playing like hand games. And like in the back, he's
Yeah.
sliding around naked on our couch.
Nice. Listen, okay.
That's so funny.
To be fair, though, not much of having small children is glamorous, okay?
Mhm.
Like I was in the office and we have a couple people who bring their dogs into the office and we have a couple puppies right now, and like one of my coworkers' puppies like definitely peed all like onto my backpack, like fully puddle on my backpack
Oh no.
at the office last week, and she was like just so embarrassed and like and could not get over this. And I was like, I don't think you understand how much of my life is covered in urine these days. I'm like, this actually is really not a big deal at all. She's like, I'm gonna buy you a new backpack. And I'm like, this backpack is $20 on Amazon. Like, I'm just gonna clean it at home and like it's fine. I have washed pee out of things 4 times this week already. Like, it's fine.
That's fine.
So this actually sounds, Joe pooping in your Barbie house sounds real par for the course of children. That's
Yeah. But yeah, me and my sister did not poop in random places, so that was a surprise.
I guarantee you pooped somewhere you were not supposed to. There's not a chance.
Never. I was an angel.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to your mother and we'll see what's what, okay? Steph,
I have an
question
older
2.
sister.
Oh, sorry, go for
Okay,
it.
go. No, I was just saying, like, I have an older sister, so like she and I did not do that.
You're like, so I definitely have pooped in a Barbie
So
house.
I know I have not done that.
Yeah.
before.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I just feel like boys are rebellious. They're like, they just want to do what they want to do.
Kids are feral, just across the board.
Mhm.
It doesn't
Yep.
matter. Okay, question 2, Steph.
Okay.
Which clan would you be a part of? A, Macintosh, B, Dingwall, C, MacGuffin, or D, Dunbroch?
Is Dombra
That's
That's
Merida's
Merida's
clan.
one, yeah.
one? Okay, obviously that one.
Yeah, obviously.
You're like the one full of bears. I'll take the bear ones.
The
Yeah.
one full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gay bear clan. We'd like that one, please, and thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
question number 3. Similar but different. Which
Okay.
suitor would you pick? A, young Macintosh, B, Wee Dingwall, C, young MacGuffin, or D, Merida?
Oh man. Well, Merida, of course, obviously.
I was like, let me think about Merida.
You're like,
Tell me
we
about it.
Dingwall Merida. We
I'm like,
Dingwall Merida.
Dingwall has
Merida,
a
of
special
course,
place in
yeah.
my heart.
Hell yeah.
He does, actually. I'll tell you what. Wee Dingwall took me out, man. He was funny. Okay, question 4. What
Okay.
display of bravery would you be best at? A, archery, B, lifting shit, C, sword fighting, or D, horse riding?
Horse riding.
Ooh.
Are you good at horse riding?
I've done it once. I've done it a couple times. I don't go all the time, but I've done it a couple times.
Cool.
I feel pretty good.
You're like more than I have fought with a sword, so
Yeah. I have not fought.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, question number 5, our final question. What do you wish your mom would turn into? A, bear, B, dog, C, cat, or D, bird?
I would say a cat.
Because you like cats, because you have multiple cats?
Well, not because of that, but like she doesn't love them that much, so have her experience.
You want her to understand the cat.
Yeah. Why not?
Be the cat, love the cat.
As I think Merida and Eleanor learned in the movie, much easier if you pick something where, like, you already have all the supplies. Like, look, there's a cat tree right behind you. Like, you probably have toys and food. Like, way easier than, like, randomly turning into a bear, destroying everything in your castle, and then having to, like, go out and learn to catch fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know exactly
So,
what to feed her, what toys to give her.
Mm-hmm.
She's all good.
She's like, learn her lesson, I guess.
Love that. Well, Steph, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
No, thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun.
It was so wonderful. Tell our listeners, where can they find you on the social media or any projects you're working on that you can or cannot tell us about?
So you can find me on Instagram as Steph_Rizo. Same like if on my website, it's like stephanierizo.com. I'm gonna be at Lightbox this year in October. If you just look that up, it's like a art festival, like animation expo. So it's in Pasadena in LA. So I'll be doing that in October. And yeah, can't really say the project yet on what I'm on, but
secrets, we love it.
Well, projects that are already coming out too that people should see, right? Spider-Verse.
It's okay, yes, that one, yeah. the one at Disney, it's been announced already. So I guess it should be fine. It's Zootopia 2. So
oh, nice,
exciting.
Lots of animals in there.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
I love Zootopia. What a great freaking film.
It's fantastic. So I'm really excited to be part of that and helping them out for a little bit.
That is so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cannot wait to see it. Well, thank you, Steph. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from you and building community, so we want to shout out some of our favorite things each episode. And today, I specifically want to shout out Emma, who reached out on Instagram and said, I agree. Grease 2 is better than Grease. So thank you, Emma. You're right. I'm right.
You feel justified.
We're both right. I feel so vindicated.
There you go. We also want to shout out someone who messaged us on Twitter, user Nancy. I feel like I don't know how I'm supposed to say that out loud, but Nancy, who replied to a post that we put up that featured one of the photos that one of the few photos that Ellie and I have of us in the same physical location, because they are few and far between, and we cherish all of them. But they responded saying quote, "The things you don't know about people's heights from their voices."
Well, I want to know if we should put a poll up without the picture and be like, who do you think is taller? How many inches difference is there?
Do you imagine there is between... The microphone hides all of our secrets.
Yeah. That'd be so funny, actually. Let's do an inches poll. Whoever gets closest wins a t-shirt or something.
I can't decide if it makes me happier or sadder that people out there think I'm tall. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm like, I have a complex in either way.
Because you're proud of your small, right?
I've sort of embraced my height at this point in my life, Like, I'm closing in on 40. If I haven't embraced it yet, it's not going to happen. So.
I mean, and I also embrace my tall, so.
There you go.
But yes.
We are who we are, Ellie.
Just so you all know, I'm tall and
I'm tiny.
Small. But you'll never be able to tell.
Nope.
You'll never know.
No one will know.
Unless you come to Croatia with us. bit.ly/Let's Do Croatia.
Best plug.
Just kidding.
As always, we also want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Tanya Ferguson,
Alana Rosen,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
Fiona W.,
and Sophia Phillips.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen,
Leah Henley,
Andrea Doucette,
and Julia Gonzalez. Thank you all so much, and to all of our patrons, we absolutely could not keep making this show without all of your support.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe. That way you'll be the first to know when new episodes go up.
We also post smaller video clips from our episodes on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see our faces, make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod to catch them.
I don't look shorter in those either.
No, you'll never know how tall Leigh is.
It's all a lie. Let's Hang Out is an independently produced show. It's hosted by us. Our audio production is done by Ellie. Our production assistant is Krista Murison. And various Twitter and social media shenanigans are done by me.
You've been on fire lately on those shenanigans too. Crack me up.
I'm having fun.
If you want to support the podcast, you can rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. It helps new people find the show and gives them a reason to say, hey, other gays like this. Maybe I will.
So true.
So do it.
If you want to support us financially, you can also join our Patreon. You get access to our Discord chat with all of our patrons. You get access to ad-free episodes, our special monthly bonus Patreon episode, Les Tricurriculars, all sorts of good stuff. You can find it at bit.ly/lespatreon.
If you want to get some Let's Hang Out merch, it's the perfect time to do it. Happy Pride. You can do it at bit.ly/lesshop. Get our pride, not Target.
Remember, we also have a queer production company. We are making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings. You can find that everywhere at Dollar Bean Prod.
Or at our website, dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to all of the episodes of our first show, The Flame. They are available on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon. We still need a little bit of extra funding to complete Journey to the Heart, so joining that Patreon will be a huge help for us.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
If you want to find me, you can find me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh.
And let's hang out again
soon.
Let's hang out.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, and with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.